thought it was interesting.
Okay.
Because if you was there was somebody racing with somebody all the time. But the big deal was they couldn't get around them lap after lap after lap, side by side. That goes to prove that they need some horsepower where they can get by these people.
I think the soft tires, it was supposed to be the drama, and it fooled them. Even Harvick, he was expecting them to blister the soft tires, and they kept running.
But the soft tires outrun them just a little bit. Even in 100 laps halfway through, they were still the fastest tires.
Yeah.
The 47 made a pass at him, made it three abreast coming off of 2, sort of ran him in the wall. Just payback, I guess, on that deal.
When they come off that corner hard on top and could turn it, it was like they had a boost in them. Well, still here in the museum and Petty Museum and Level Cross, but about an hour and 30 minutes up the road, they had the Wilkesboro race Sunday, and I don't guess there's any surprises because Logano done most of the testing and he knowed the track, and he certainly showed it.
Well, I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
Because if you was there, TV probably different. I didn't see it on TV, but if you was there was somebody racing with somebody all the time. But the big deal was they couldn't get around them. The guys ran on the inside and the outside. They ran lap after lap after lap, side by side. And that goes to prove that they need some horsepower where they can get by these people.
Yeah.
But anyhow, the whole deal was, again, it was interesting. I don't know if it was a good race or not. I know when the 22 come up to lap to 23, he couldn't pass him. I mean, he ran fast enough to lap him, and then he couldn't get by him. And that's because the cars don't have no go in them. But overall, the 22, he led all but one lap, I think, but he had to race for it. I mean, there was somebody challenging, and
I think the soft tires, it was supposed to be the drama, and it fooled them. Even Harvick ran the 5 car for 2 days or something, maybe, or a day or so, and he was expecting them to blister the soft tires, and
really the 5 cars stayed out when they had the first wreck.
Yeah.
And that was after 2 laps, whatever. And so everybody else come in and got the hard tires. But the soft tires outrun them just a little bit. And even at 100 laps halfway through, they were still the fastest tires.
Yeah.
The soft tires. So they wasn't as soft as what they were thinking they was going to be.
Yeah, well, going back to some of your days of racing, when you kind of run what you brung, I always kind of made sure we had the softest tire, because soft tires are good. I don't care, and
they might not last, but
they might not
while.
last. But in this case, they lasted, and Logano, you can't take nothing away from it. But I guess the surprising thing is, some of the cars, as I'm looking at the results here, they was some good cars that didn't run good. So they didn't have the right setup. But I'm repeating myself. Logano done the testing for him up there, and laps on a new track don't hurt nothing. I'll tell you that. And he proved that. But I guess looking at Wilkesboro now, and this is another subject, but if you'd sat in the grandstand and watched them put over 100 big tractor and trailer trucks in that place and parked as good as they did, that would, my hat's off to the truck drivers.
They got everything pretty well organized, you know what I mean, from that standpoint.
Yeah.
But, you get back to the race deal when the 8 hit the 47, in the second lap.
Yeah.
Of course, the 47 made a pass at him, made it three abreast coming off of 2, sort of ran him in the wall. So just payback, I guess, on that deal. But that changed the deal of getting everybody off the soft tires onto the hard tires, except for the top 5.
Yeah, I think the top 5, I think only one of the top 5 got passed by a hard tire.
Right.
So, and then at the break, I think everybody went to the soft tires except the 42 and maybe the 3. They stayed on hard tires. And
everybody go back to soft tires?
Everybody went to soft tires but them too, I believe.
I don't know what happened anyway. I thought everybody was on the same tire.
Well,
at the end of the race.
Well, the 3 and the 42 went to the hard the yellow tires,
okay.
and
okay.
but
okay.
it didn't work out. But our car didn't run. Well, I'm talking about the other race. I'm talking about the Open. We're talking about the other. And I'm getting the races mixed up.
Yeah, that 54 car. He just stayed right on the bottom of the track every lap.
Yeah,
and he just over.
Well, there wasn't no race to that.
I thought he would be good in the big race, but he was just another car.
Yeah.
But the track changed from inside, and then finally they got to run almost against the wall in both corners. And what that did was gives them so much speed down the straightaway. The guys going on the inside could catch them in the middle of the corner, but then he didn't have enough go to go on around them. And then shoot them cars down that straightaway.
Boy, when they come off that corner hard on top and could turn it, it was like they had a boost in them. And finally the 11 settled in real good for second, and of course the 17 passed the 5 late in the race for a position, and then
very last lap,
and the 12 was back there. So I'm looking at it, and Bubba, he was all but getting lapped at 100 laps, and he come back and run 6th, and just looking at the Christopher Bell, the 20 car, he was good for a while. He was 17th,
but he was good for a while. He was one of the ones that run up there and caught them guys, and I don't know what happened to him during the race.
I don't know. I mean, it just I guess it was a good race, Richard. And
I tell you, I won't say it's a good race. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and that basically that's all you can say. So really, when you get right down to it, what really makes a good race? Is it people racing all the race, or is it the way the race ends up? Because most of the people, when you watch the race, you see this, you see that, and you sit there for 190 laps, and then the last 10 laps, that's what you remember, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent.
You asked what's a good race. You want to win the daggone thing. That's what's good about it.
Always good for us.
And to win it, you got to be the first one there. Well, you don't have to be that good. You just got to be better than everybody that particular day. And we're talking about Logano, and that's what he done.
The Fords run good up there this time too.
Yeah, they did.
They did, because the 12 car was a good car.
Yeah,
17 was a good car.
Yep, and it was quite a show. And the hats off to the people that worked so hard to put that thing on, Richard. Yeah. They had a swimming pool down in 1 and 2 Saturday evening, and I'm not exaggerating.
It rained so hard there was tires floating down pit road.
Yeah, I've seen all of it on television. I wasn't up there, and then I guess they had to work all night to get the parking lots and things. And
all cleaned up.
I talked to some people that did park outside and everything, and said everything was good, and they took care of everything. So. But this is stuff that takes place that's not on the racetrack and everything.
Anyhow, the All-Star race is just another race.
Yeah.
Okay. The big deal was there was $1 million to win, so everybody was pretty pumped up about that. But now we got to go run 600 miles.
Yeah.
So that's going to be.
But if you say it quick, it don't last that long. But it's a long day, I tell you that.
Yeah.
But you're talking about an all-star race. You was in some of them, and I never was that interested in them. Of course, we never had a $1 million out front looking at it either. But
I never did run that hard.
But even the Thursday races at Daytona, we wasn't that concerned about winning it. We just wanted to get the car right for the 500 on Sundays. But when I say we, I'm talking about you. But that's just another venture that we've been through, and now they don't use their stopwatches and everything. They just look at the computer and change stuff, and I don't understand that at all, and I ain't got enough time to learn it, so I ain't gonna worry about it.
No, I guess now we'll go ahead and get ready for Charlotte. Oh, it was a completely different kind of race. Last year it was a one-groove racetrack. Nobody could stick to the track the 5 car had everything hooked up, and he just drove off and left everybody. And the track was so bad, the guys couldn't even catch each other to try to race. But the race this time, once they redone the racetrack, it made a raceable racetrack out of it.
Yeah, the surface was real good, and I'm surprised how good it really was, even though our cars didn't make the big show. I wish they had but at the end of 100 laps, like Richard said, the 34 was about to be lapped, and he didn't get lapped, and he wound up moving back up some. So there was a lot of racing all the way through the field, which they wasn't last year.
According to what the circumstances are, everybody started to race on soft tires just to get it behind them this past weekend, and nobody knew what they was going to do. So that's the reason once they had the first caution real quick, all but 5 cars got off the soft tires because they didn't know what to, and the 5 cars that did stay on the soft tires gambled with it because they didn't know what was going to happen. But the tires wasn't soft enough to go away like what Goodyear, I think, had really anticipated. So, and it's according to what kind of race it is. If it's a regular 500-lap race, you got plenty of time to use soft tires and try to get ahead. Then you put the hard tires back on. So we've done that a bunch.
Yeah, there's no question Logano had it figured out, and I mean, he didn't even think about the hard tires, I don't think, but we're talking about him trying to lap the 34 and never did. And
23.
23. Okay, I'm mixed up again.
We get mixed up on numbers.
Yeah, but I'm older than you.
You remember this.
But see, the tires, they had equalized then, but he had a lap on him, so he couldn't make it up. So it was a good show, I guess, but my hat's off to the people that put the show on and with the conditions they had.
Not like what they done the other night, okay? No, I just went up to him and said, okay, guys, this ain't going to happen again. But as far as fisticuffs, I wasn't a good enough fighter to fight, so I never started a fight.
We didn't have to worry much about it. Maurice took care of a lot of that. I know there was a pretty big scuffle one night in Islip, New York, and I said, here I am from Level Cross, North Carolina, and going to be locked up in New York City. And it kind of went away, but I ain't going to say who it was with. But, yeah, Maurice was we didn't have to talk much. He took care of it.